Oh hell, power went out. MOPAR. I came up with a name many years ago. I got MOPARs now. I got one. Yep. It's paid for too. MOPAR, see, that way I was hoping somebody talked shit about them or something. And I could say, well, because I throw Fords out there a lot. Because I got Fords. And somebody said, man, my MOPAR outrun the hell out of that. Well, I got MOPAR too. Anyway, this right here is a MOPAR catalog for that 6.5 inch. This is not the 6.5 inch that's in my bedroom. That's my pecker on soft. But here you go. That's the way they came today. This is a new set of these speakers. I was so impressed by these little speakers that I bought another set. The reason I bought another set, I'll tell you, is I cannot beat the price that I can get these for, even if I got them from China. And I'm going to tell you why. These speakers, man, are old. There's the book wrote on them in 2015. If a company has to hang on to these things for so long, they're losing their ass. MOPAR's not making no money with these sitting on the shelf. And Kicker's not going to keep giving them products cheap if they're sitting on the shelf. If they'll fit all those models, they ain't changed much on these vehicles, guys, since 2004. So, you want to ask me what's a good deal on these? Don't pay more than $60 for them. Don't do it. I mean, ship to your house. Don't pay no more than that. I bought a set of these on Goodwill for $19.99. They were used, but slightly. That's what's in my room. All right. And people want to go, well, that's running on a Jensen radio, man. I mean, I need something that's going to hold some power. Well, remember I told you I'm always a cheater. I'm always slick behind the scenes. I'm not going to tell you all my secrets. But I'm going to tell you one of them. These are being powered from a Timpano 500.4. Yeah. And the reason I don't let amplifiers like that just go to anybody is because people will fuck these up and they'll fuck them up and they'll tear everything up. And the first thing you do is you get blamed. They want to blame your product. Meanwhile, I can run the product or my buddies can run it and never have a problem. It's always some dillhole that don't know what they're fucking doing. And they're going to get on there like they get on the internet, Mr. Dinosaur Turd gets on there and wants to talk shit, on about my carpet, and I'm doing carpet videos, and you'll never get to see anything, and blah, 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 because he don't watch the fucking videos. He wasn't a subscriber, because when I deleted his dumb ass, it stayed the same. But then he wants to cry, and then they try to internet police me, and it didn't do no good. I'm still here. They're not going to get rid of my ass. I make it work. Period. All right. Here you go. And this is my point about amplifiers. If MOPAR has to write a book to install a set of rear door speakers, and it's got to be 35 pages long, guys, I don't have time to teach you how to hook that up. This is because, does anybody want to know why MOPAR does this? Because they don't want to be in trouble. They don't want to be in trouble or have somebody fucking chop their hand off trying to put a subwoofer in or a fucking speaker. So they do little pictures and shit. So hopefully, and this is hopefully, any retard can hook these up. Why don't you watch some of these videos about these mechanics that work on cars and it'll say customer states don't have rear brakes. They ain't even got a fucking frame on the car. It's so damn rusted. Or customer states headlights is blinking because they put washer fluid in their fucking headlights. If they're that damn stupid, they're not going to understand that at all. So I'm not going to put stuff out there for you to go talk shit about. and go, well, it didn't last but 5 minutes because I hooked it up wrong with some fucking 8-gauge speaker kite wire. It's not made to run like that. And so I'm not giving things out there. These things are highly regulated. I'm not letting nobody just throw the shit in the car unless you know what you're doing. Okay? That's the reason that I don't just put it out there for everybody, because it's not for everybody. You will burn your fucking car down and everything else if you don't know what you're doing. And I'm not going to be responsible for some dumbasses. It's not going to happen. Like I said, I don't sell anything. Okay? I want to make that very clear. I can get you whatever. I don't sell nothing. All right, so let's make sure that's very clear. But at the end of the day, if they got to do a 35-page book so you can hook these up in the back of a Jeep Cherokee, then guys, I'm not going to help you with no amplifier. I'm not going to do it. I don't need the money. I told you I don't need the money. I do this to try to help people save money and be smart and know how to cheat and win. You remember I done that video, I cheat and win? I'm going to do that with that sign, man. I'm telling you. It's just, like, you know my favorite saying, I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now. It's going to be bad for what I got in it. I'm not going to have 50 grand in it. I'm not even going to have 20 grand in the whole fucking car. Everything paid for. I'm talking about title and all. I'm not even going to have that in it. I don't even think I'll have 15 in it. I don't think I'll have 15,000 in the whole fucking system, car, and everything. True story. That is true. Will I cheat? Hell yeah. In a minute. I was taught by one of my buddies that taught me all the stereo stuff years and years ago back in the 80s. Biggest cheater on the planet. We used to cheat like hell going to these bass competitions. I'm talking about cheat. And fuck people's feelings up. And they was like, how are they doing this? And man, we would cheat all the fucking time. That's how people do it. And let me tell you something. These guys are not going to tell you every bit of their secrets because they don't want to get beat. That's just the way it is. It's like going to a race team and you think you're going to start the engine program and you're going to know all the secrets that old 80-year-old man knows. And he's not going to tell you all the damn secrets. He's going to tell you enough to get dangerous. And that's what I do. I teach you just enough to be dangerous with it. But I'm not going to tell you all my secrets. I'm going to explain this. Well, you said, people say, well, what do you think of these, blah, blah, blah. These are badass speakers, and you're stupid if you don't go get you some. If you can find these for 60 and below, you are an idiot not to go get them. That's all I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to prove something here in a minute why I say these are badass speakers. There you go, made in China. Chrysler kickers. And they are kicker speakers. There's the decals that come with them. That's kicker. That's kicker right there. Now, let me explain how I cheat and why I'm cheating and all that. And I want to show you something. Bear with me. I don't show everybody everything in my home. That's my business. All right. So, there's the speakers. That's not the ones in the floor like the floor guy says. You know, he talks about my carpet and I don't give a fuck. Here's the thing. These are not running on a Jensen radio, guys. You're not going to get that speaker to move a half an inch on this fucking radio. Or it's going to take a very powerful radio. Miller's got a JVC 200 watt and it's not going to. That's a strong speaker. OEM shit, do y'all know that's supposed to last like 100,000 miles and shit, 60,000? OEM's supposed to last. It's supposed to have been tested and last for a long time. They throttled the radio back on a lot of this stuff in these cars. That's why when you go cranking up on the bass, it pulls the bass out of it. They don't want you to tear it up. you can basically put an O-scope on a lot of factory radios and it won't clip. I have tested this theory many times. Are there some out there that distort? Yeah. But most of the new shit, it is not going to clip, man. It just won't. You can turn it wide ass open, it just ain't going to do it. Same thing about this radio. This radio is clean as hell on the low inputs to 40. That's a max volume on this radio is 40. I'm running at 37. And the reason I'm running at 37 is because I'm running them Timpano $8 tweeters up there. The Timpanos have bass blockers on the crossovers that's inside this box. I'm going to tell you how I cheat. Pay attention. I'm going to cheat at everything. I'm going to have an advantage every time. Don't ever try to get in a boxing match with my ass. I'm going to pull a stick out of my back and swing it. Timpano, these right here are $8 tweeters. They're running on this $20 Jensen radio. They got bass blockers in the crossovers that are inside this box that I got for free. Okay? These speakers right here were free. They're running off these two tweeters that are 20 years old are running off a Timpano 500.4. Yes, they are. These two 6.5s kickers are running off a 500.4 Timpano, the same amp that that's running off of. These have bass blockers already on them. I'm running these full range off of the Timpano that's inside this box, not this one. There's a Timpano 500.4 inside here. And my son was like, Dad, that thing is jamming. And who won me? Because I cheated. And I told him I did. I said, Miller, them ain't running on the radio, dude. They're running off an amplifier. And he was like, here's what I told him. I said, Miller, your radio is a 200 watt radio. I'm not going to be able to compete with you with a 14 watt radio. Now there's 14 watts running to these and they sound killer. I'm running the high level to here at 37, which is clean on the high level. Remember I said set the high level first. That way this never gets clipped and it doesn't tear them up. They all still play. Everything on here still plays. There's nothing wrong with this shit. And I gave you every hint in the world to try to figure this out. I said, guys, I cheat at stuff. Guys, I'm always going to have an advantage. I say, guys, look at this, how this is wired up. I told you to look at it. I did. This wire right here, this is regard that blue wire. That's for the other amp. Count the wires on this battery. All right. You got one for the amp, the MTX here. You got one for the power supply. And you got two other ones. One's for the radio, one's for an amplifier. That's inside this box. That's why it's so loud. That's why these things are bumping. That's why these things have such good mid-range. That's why these things are screaming loud. I can turn it to 37 and this thing will play all day long. It's not going to hurt these. These are hooked up to the MTX amp. It's all set clean. I've set the amplifiers up. They match each other. This shit is perfect. I can play this all day. And everybody that hears this in person is like, man, this son of a bitch sounds great. I said, yeah, but all I ever do is get people talk about high-phonics pieces of shit and OEM speakers suck and these 20-year-old tweeters are shitty and them Timpanos suck and this ain't no good. There's nothing wrong with the radio. The radio's clean. It just ain't got no balls. It's a clean radio. This radio's got Jensen link or something on it. It'll come on and off when my phone rings. It'll turn this radio on and I can talk on this shit. Nowhere near it. It'll do all that. This thing's got a lot of extra functions and it's tiny. It's very small. I didn't want no radio in there flopping around. So the wood on this box is as thick as the radio. It can't move. It is stuck there. I mean, I can get it out. All I gotta do is take them keys right there. And take them keys and pull it out. But there's an amp in here. Inside the box. Okay? This stuff right here, this is running off of that Performance Technique amplifier. I've already proven that. I unhooked the RCAs and everything. But I wanted to tell you, if you can find these subs or speakers for $60 or less, you're a moron not to buy them. I'll just put it that way. I'm not calling everybody a moron. But if you're looking for a set of 6.5s that are quality, they don't look like quality. If you actually get them in person, that rubber surround is thick. That tweeter is very strong. They sound amazing. The mid bass is killer. I've got a 500.4 Timpano. I told you running to them, a full range amplifier that everybody knows is a powerful amp. That's a full range amplifier, okay? And I'm running that volume to 37 on a head unit that goes max at 40. There's the speakers, another set. Like I said, I was so impressed with them that I said, you know what, man, I can't even beat this shit out of China. I can't. You're crazy not to buy you a set of these, and you can find them. These are brand new from MOPAR. Brand new. Thought I'd tell you guys my secrets, how I do stuff. A lot of times I let people put their foot in their mouth. I do it all the time. I've done that my whole life. I let people hang themselves, and then I turn it around on them and go, oh, okay, well, this is the real deal right here. So if it takes 35 pages of a book to teach somebody how to hook that up, guys, I'm not selling this to nobody in fucking California and shit like that. It's not gonna happen. Just consider it. You need to get smarter in California. That's all I can tell you. Or you need to get smarter in Washington State or wherever you're from, Canada. Fucking get smarter. Move over where I live. You can get all that goodness if you want it. Honestly, I would rather keep this in a tight group, to be honest with you. Because I just don't like people talking shit about stuff they don't know nothing about. You guys take care. Have a good day. I do wish you could all get a piece of that goodness. I really do. It's not going to help me none. Believe me. I give stuff to people to let them see what the shit's all about. And I don't make one dime on it. I just want them to see that they're getting screwed over all the time. You guys take care. Have a good day. Talk to you later.